Well, good afternoon, everybody. So I'm Dave, coming to you from Southern Maryland. From my back porch, I thought we'd do a fireside chat. It's about 4:30 on Sunday afternoon. Just gonna get my cigar ready. So I did the punch. I know you can't really see it from over there, but I did the punch again, and I'm smoking a Cohiba Macassar. I don't know how to say it. It's not a Cohiba Black. But it has got a dark Maduro wrapper. Let's see if I can reach here. Probably should light it from the fire, shouldn't I? But I'm not going to. I use the old 3-jet lighter. Take my time. Toast the foot, as they say. Got it all lit. She's looking good. Guys, it is a perfect day in Southern Maryland. Maryland is obviously, like the rest of you in the country, off of her bipolar meds. Because it was 70, then 30, then 35 and raining, and now it's like 60. So I don't know. Hopefully, I think it's just winter getting pissed off, trying to hold on as long as you can. But I think I agree with what a couple of you said. We are on our way to an early spring, so that's good. So I'm sitting out here in the shade. So it drops probably 10 degrees here in the shade. That's why I got the fire table going. Plus, it just makes for a nice fireside chat. Just drinking some McDonald's Coca-Cola. So you guys are sitting on my new tripod. I really like these tripods with the little Smarty Bob buttons, and very flexible. You can sit on the table, you can sit on the chair, you can sit down on the ground, and this thing telescopes to make that work. It's pretty robust. But I got tired of dragging them everywhere I went. So I have one in Wyoming, and I have one here at the Maryland house, and I have one at the paddock. So it makes it pretty nice. I've sent a couple of these out. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember who I sent them to, but I got one heading to Europe. Should be there in the next day or two. I think you know who you are. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not much of a straw man. So when I get home, I usually just pull the straw and the lid off these things. So we're just gonna have a relaxing vid here. A lot of you commented, you said you love the slow, relaxing vids as much as you do the hard hitting ones and the educational ones. So today, this one will be just joy, just happiness, just relaxation. It's hard for me to look at you guys when I'm sitting here like this. I want to look out here, and it looks kind of funny on the video, I realize, but when I'm glancing out, I'm just looking at the forest. And with my chair tilted that way, it's sort of a natural way to sit. I have to actually think about turning and looking at you. Out here in this environment, it's, especially when I get part of a cigar in me, this is where it's easiest for me to have those I'm loving life conversations. It's easy to get caught up in this strife and turmoil of the world. I got caught up a little bit in it today. I did that Declaration of Independence video, but then I come out here and I just realized how great my life is. What a great way to end the week. Sunday afternoon. You know, we joked about it before. It's kind of funny for a guy like me to say, what a great way to end the week. What a great Sunday afternoon. Because frankly, except for my day trading in the mornings, there's not a whole lot of difference in my days from a Sunday to a Monday to a Thursday. It just doesn't matter anymore. And that's a privilege. I realize it, but I need to acknowledge it and just say, feels pretty good. Life is good out here. Hey, don't forget, you guys, I've got a bunch of those Team Freedom key chains or key tags. So if you want one, don't be bashful. Just say you want one. Tell me in a video comment or send me a text or an email, whatever's most comfortable for you. Just let me know. I've got 4 or 5 headed out tomorrow. But don't be bashful about asking for one. You know, think of it as you joining an elite club, not you're begging for a keychain. So Anne-Marie made it down to Sarasota, no problems. Got checked in at her hotel, and she and Lauren should be hooking up kind of any minute now and spend some time together for spring break. So the retrohales on these are a little bit spicy. They still have a touch of burn if I do it wrong. If I do it just right, it works out really well, and I can really taste the spiciness of these cigars. But I got a retrohale slow. So to me, these fire table sessions feel a lot like my Wyoming fireside chats. So I won't smoke in the house here in Maryland. So I can't really do it sitting next to the fire here like I do in Wyoming. And my fire pit fireside chats just feel different. But just to sit here in this chair and look across the fire at you is really nice. So I really appreciate the interaction we've had on the investment series. I really am taking a risk by doing that. I'm really not qualified to do those series. So just be careful about taking any action directly off of my videos without doing, taking your knowledge journey, as I call it, further than these videos go. A number of you are asking questions about them by email and by text. And my preferred way to respond to questions, no matter how you send them to me, is to do a video for them. I'd really like you just to understand why. Generally, we learn from each other's questions. And sometimes people have the courage to ask the question, and sometimes people feel like it's a dumb question or a stupid question, or they don't want to look stupid, so they won't ask it. So when you ask a question, the chance of 5 or 10 other people wanting to know the answer to the same question is pretty high. And then my video answering the questions generates more questions and more interaction. And I like that about our channel. I like that about our subjects and our videos. So I'll probably always ask you if it's okay, but most likely I'll answer your questions with a vid, and I'll keep it generic. I mean, a number of you've seen questions that you've asked me come through on videos, and I do it without calling anybody out. And not that I'm any expert on video editing, as you can tell from my videos. I've noticed more and more people talking about the ability to at least start editing. And I said, God, it might have been a month or 2 ago, there's one skill that if you could learn how to edit, it would really change the way you can make your videos. And that's the ability to record. Like I record these things in like 1 and 2 minute bits normally, and then I smash them all together. You'll even hear me talk about it in the video. I said, hey, I'm going to go away and smash all these together, and or I'll come back on and say, hey, I've put all these bits together and I'm already at 30 minutes. But it takes the pressure off. The ability to smash different video clips together into one video will change your life and will change your ability to talk about things on video. The one thing that helped me a lot was trying not to be perfect and know that I could stop and get my thoughts together. You even hear me say that, like, I don't know where I'm going with this. I need to stop for a minute. If you, the pressure of not having to do your videos in one take, frees your brain up a little bit. You lock up less. You forget less because you can go back, turn the camera off, go back and look at your notes, get your thoughts right, start the video up again. And so if I could encourage you to do one skill learn, it would be find a way to get these 5 or 10 or even 20 bits smashed together into a video. Then you can start putting photos in, either break your content up, put videos in the middle, or be able to put a photo up here or put a photo over there. You can add text like you see Smarty Bob or Greg do. You can add music tracks to it in addition to just hearing you talk. I think I'm pretty antiquated in how I do it. Yeah, go figure, right? But I use iMovie. At least it used to be an Apple product, and it's free. It comes in the App Store. I don't know if it works with if you're not recording on an iPhone. I don't know if it works. I'm not saying it doesn't. I just don't know. I don't know why it wouldn't, because all iMovie does is really look at all your video clips that are stored in your photos. You know, it's not looking for any Apple specific movie, I don't think. It may cost you nothing. It might even be on your phone already. And if you need help, let me know. Piper Ken was talking about it today in his video. You know, and I offered in a comment to him we could schedule a phone call, and in fairly short order, have you at least able to have smash bits together. I spent, I don't know, 10 minutes showing Potter Piper and Uncle Willie. They can comment, or you could even maybe talk to them about how to do it. So one thing I'll probably avoid is talking to a lot of people on the phone about investing stuff. Like, I really don't want to help you I really don't want to help you develop a strategy or develop your percentages into different asset categories or help you make specific investing decisions. I'm just not qualified. You know, just because I'm able to do research and put videos together does not make me smart enough to understand how your investment strategy should look like. So I'll probably kindly and nicely and gently, push away from requests for phone calls or to sit down face to face to do investment discussions. I'd rather do it this way by asking me questions and me answering in vids. So since we're out here talking about how much I enjoy my cigars at the fire table, one of you guys made the comment that cigars slow you down, but pipes make you stop, which is a really good comment. And except for the last month, I would have said the exact same thing. But I've wrecked my pipe time a little bit by the series we've done. The Start Over series and the investment series are taking so much time during the day. I'm actually smoking my pipe while I'm doing the research, and I'm smoking my pipe. You see it on the video while I'm while I'm videoing to you, and then I'm smoking my pipe while I'm smashing the bits together and making sure the video makes sense. But I don't smoke cigars in the paddock much, and so I come out here and do it. And so this is just such a different environment. This environment is much more conducive to a stop. Just stop. And this kind of video requires no screens, no research, not a lot of careful wording. So I'm finding that my cigar time with you guys here at the fire table, and then when the video is off and I'm just sitting here, is more of a stop for me than I realized. I know several of you out there are watching videos and you're not presenters yet, and it's kind of eating you up that you're not, and you really would like to. And I just want to go ahead and re-encourage you to make that first vid. A 1-minute intro video or a 5-minute intro video. You don't have to go too deep on the first one. Just say, hey, I'm X, I'm Dave. This is my first video, and I'm just want to break the seal on my first video and be done. I'm a little worried that some of you are like, well, my videos aren't going to be very good, or I don't have anything deep to talk about, or I'm worried I'm going to look dumb, or I don't have the time to do a vid every day or every, X, whatever. And I just want to say it flat out. You don't need to. You don't need to have a deep subject. You don't need to commit to video times. I mean, guys, I did my first one on November 6th, and I had no idea that it would become this much part of my life. So North Georgia Piper, do a video about what you felt before you did your first video. Sapper Piper, do a video on what it was like those last 2 weeks before you did your first video. Potter Piper, you did your first video the same day I did. Maybe talk about the apprehension that you feel for the month or two, or certainly the few weeks before you do your first video, so people get a sense of that we've all went through it. I mean, I've told the story, but I'll tell it again here since I'm asking you guys to. Guys, I started watching YouTube YTPC videos January, February last year, and I didn't do my first vid until November 6th. So I probably watched videos for, 8, 9, 10 months. And for months, I felt like I should get out there and just do a vid. I felt like I needed to contribute to the world that I was consuming so much from. But it took me months to, sack up, to just do it. And then once I did it, once I had 2 or 3 out there and you saw how the community reacted, it got much easier. So again, I just encourage you, if you're a fairly new content provider, talk about the apprehension that you felt prior to. And if you're not a contributor yet and you want to be, and it's kind of eating you up, listen to these guys tell their stories, hear mine, and then you don't need a tripod. You don't need a fancy camera. Just get out your phone and hold it out in front of you. Or do what Piper X1X does, lean it up against, or not Piper, no, NP Piper, sorry. He just leans it up against a book or something. So there's really no excuse. Just do it and break the seal. And I've told a couple of you, have the courage to suck the first time. It will change you. Guys, I so want for you what I feel right now. Hopefully you can do the recipe. Can you carve yourself out 1 hour a week where you're not lunting, you're not making a video, you have no one else around you, including your spouse or your kids. And you just take the hour and sit outside and enjoy a nice stogie or your pipe, and just enjoy God's world. Watch the river flow by. Listen to the birds. Feel the warmth of a fire. Feel the nicotine soak into you and calm you down. It is fantastic. Maybe you can feel it just sitting there, just watching me be quiet for 1 minute. The peacefulness, the bliss is very hard to explain. It's something that has to be felt. It's something that has to be experienced. Like so many things in life, right? I almost forgot. I had to I had to delete my first comment off the channel today. I had not had to do that before. Someone put a comment on one of the videos today. It was a advertisement to increase your viewership and increase your sub count. Anyway, the channel clearly not for people to try to sell things, so I just deleted it. So that kind of brings up another subject, and that is somebody made the comment that I'm living the dream or living the American dream. And I've said that before on prior videos, but it was a long time ago. So I'll say it now as part of this conversation. I am, in fact, living the American dream. I know it. I know what a privilege it is to have this life. I know I live a life of privilege. And I say that not to brag or be arrogant, but almost to be real and be humble and say, I know it. You know, I think that's one of the key things that maybe people of means forget is where they came from, or they forget what a privilege it is to live like this. And I think part of the reason, or because of that feeling in me, knowing that self-realization, I think that's why I record the videos I do, because I want nothing more than to give back to the world that has been so good to me. I pray every day that God guides me to the path he wants me on, and that he guides me towards the purpose for which he keeps me on this earth. Now, he's being a little coy and a little shy about that, because I see no white line that I should get on for the path, and I'm feeling no more illuminated about my purpose in life than I did 5 years ago when I started asking. So maybe I should ask Potter Piper, put a prayer in for me. Ask God to illuminate my path, illuminate his purpose for me. Maybe a priest's prayer will be more powerful than mine. I say all that because I want to assure you that I don't want to sell you anything ever. I have absolutely no intention of ever monetizing my channel or baiting you with these series I'm doing into a paid service. Not doing it. I have no intention of that. In fact, most of the services I show you on these vids, I work hard to make sure I show you free services that you can click into, like right now. Stop this video and click into them for free. Some of them have paid, like Lynn Alden has a paid side, but I told you probably don't need to go there. And I have others. Tomorrow's video I think is on Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And then we move into the extreme zones where I trade. And I have services there, but some of those are paid. But I promise you, I receive nothing from it. I have no affiliation or association with them. But I just want to reiterate, the whole reason I brought this up was, I know I live a privileged life. I'm doing everything I can to give back to the world that gave me this life. And I have absolutely in no way have any intention of ever trying to sell you anything. I don't want to make $1 off of you. I don't even like when you guys send me gifts, because that's not why I do what I do. A couple of you started to say I have to be careful what I say on my vids, because you say something and something shows up. And I love that. I love hearing for the need and then trying to solve it if I can. I in no way do it for return fire or even desire return fire. The best part of my YouTube experience is watching you guys open up something you didn't ask for. But I'll say it again, I will never sell you anything. That is not what I'm doing here. I think part of the reason I sit while I do these is I think I would stumble around a little bit. And the nick hit on the cigars I like is pretty intense. When I'm sitting here, it actually feels kind of nice, mellows me out. But if I was trying to lunt with this thing, I don't think it would go very well. I actually feel a little loopy when I get to the end of them. So again, this is a Cohiba Macassar, and it's dark and bold and in your face, just like I like them. But the nick hit's pretty substantial. Which isn't all bad. That's not a complaint. It just makes me feel a little loopy if I was to stand up and walk around right now. Hey, I told you guys I think I told you I went to the dentist on Thursday. Been going to the same dentist for about 33 years now. And it's important for us as smokers to get an oral checkup, not just a teeth cleaning. And I am happy to report my dentist is quite happy. Absolutely no issues whatsoever. Teeth, gums, throat, tongue, got a clean bill of health. So that felt kind of good, because it's been over a year now that I've been smoking. So we'll see. Doesn't hurt that my dentist smokes cigars quite a bit, so I don't get any lectures, just a checkup. So guys, I would also encourage you to tell stories. You saw St. David today tell 2 good ones. You saw Slow-Mo Randy tell a good one about how he met his wife. Potter Piper told a good one about the guy who saved a town and a young woman at the same time. Greg tells us a story almost every time. Jim has started to tell us more stories. And by the looks of the comments on the channels, everybody likes them. So just remember, if you like it, we'll probably like it. So if you got a story out there, tell us a story. Uh-oh. I'm an idea man now. Another thing you might want to do is put your pets in there. If you got a beloved pet in your life, show us your pet. I showed you Ranger a bunch. He's not even mine. I showed you Echo and Chance a few times. Chuck and Piper. Doug has got Dixie and some of his. And I've asked him to put Dixie back in. We haven't seen her in a while. Dave over at Central Cal Piper, we hear yours, but I don't think we've seen yours much. But it seems like a full family member. Smarty Bob puts Greta in his now and then. So I'd encourage you to tell stories and show us your pets. It's a nice way to add some fun content to your channel. And it's really fun to watch it go wrong when the dog doesn't want to pay any attention to you, or especially a cat. But maybe one of you's got a snake or an iguana. Maybe you're a pet pig family. Maybe you got a pet rat. Maybe you got a guinea pig. Maybe you got fish that just swim around. Anyway, just an idea from the idea man. One of the ways you guys could help me on this channel is send me topics that you'd like to see discussed. Who's a Marshall does that now and then. A couple of you sending real topics. I've got a couple of non-presenters that have sent me some ideas. So I got a good one yesterday and today. Don't know if it's the same guy. I just can't remember that right now. But how do 401ks and corporate savings plans, things like that, play into my investment series? So we'll add that as a topic. But I love when you guys ask me questions. I love when you send me, hey, would you mind trying to talk about this or that subject? It helps me do video planning. I do appreciate it. So if you're sitting on one, doesn't have to be related to anything you've seen. Throw some ideas out, and we'll get it out on the channel. And then Potter Piper, I think, came up with the word springboard. And so once I put it out, a lot of times other presenters pick up either the same topic or similar and springboard into other videos. So just simply you asking a question or just the simple thing of throwing out a topic can really can grow legs. So I just want to encourage you to do that. You're not being a pain in the ass. You're not being difficult. You're not being demanding. None of those things. Anyway, it's helped drive my channel. This whole investment series came off of, I don't know, 5 or 10 of you asking me different kinds of investing questions, or just saying, I wish you'd do something on investing. So that whole thing came from you guys. So please, reach out if you want. I can hear Uncle Willie shaking his head. I did not tell you one thing about the makeup of this cigar. I couldn't tell you what the filler, binder, or wrapper is on this thing. I know nothing about this cigar. I'm really bad about that. I have to get better because I really respect his knowledge. Every time he gets on, he teaches us something. I like that. But I openly admit, I don't know a thing about the cigar other than that it says Cohiba on the wrapper. Just thought I'd show you this herd of deer that walked up while we went out here. They're all looking at me. Their ears and their eyes are all pointed at me. But anyway, I just thought it was pretty cool. I get to see this kind of thing every day out here. A great way to end our session together, right? Well, guys, we've come to the end of the cigar, come to the end of our drink, come to the end of our week. I have thoroughly enjoyed this hour out here, and I appreciate you coming along for this ride. So may God bless you. May you have a great finish to your week. And I hope you have a great week planned in front of you. Nothing I say is going to be any better of a finish than that deer herd walking up on us. So with that, I'll say goodbye, good night, and we will talk again tomorrow on Monday. Good night, everybody.